everyone, welcome to Iman Private School. Today I will do a revision on Unit 5 in town. Let's do some revision before we answer the exercises. When you ask about the weather, you will say, what is the weather like? What is the weather like? Look at this picture. Look at this picture. What is the weather like? What is the weather like? It's windy. It's windy. Picture number 2. What is the weather like? What is the weather like? It's rainy. Picture number 3. What is the weather like? What is the weather like? It's cloudy. It's cloudy. It's time for word time. Let's revise the most important words or expressions that you have studied in this unit. Number 1, take a maths test. Take a maths test. Number 2, take the underground. Take the underground. Number 3, visit a museum. Visit a museum. Number 4, give a speech. Give a speech. Number 5, get a haircut. Get a haircut. Number 6, bake bread. Bake bread. Number 7, read a newspaper. Read a newspaper. Number 8, feed the birds. Feed the birds. Number 9, meet a friend. Meet a friend. Number 10, take medicine. Take medicine. It's time for language focus. When you ask about the times of doing something, you will ask with how often. How often. How often? The question word asking about frequency. يعني ايه frequency؟ تعني التكرار. كم مرة أكرر فعل هذا الحدث؟ كم مرة أكرر فعل هذا الحدث؟ When you make a question using how often, you have to follow these steps. Number 1, you will use how often. Number 2, you will use the auxiliary verbs do or does. You will use any auxiliary verb like do and does. Number 3, subject. Subject. Subject here اللي هو الفاعل. Number 4, infinitive. Infinitive. Infinitive فعل مصدر بدون تصريف بدون أي إضافات. Then I'll put question mark. يبقى number 1, you will write the question word how often. Then you will write the auxiliary verbs. After that, you will write the subject. Finally, you will put infinitive and a question mark. When I ask you with how often, you will answer using once a day, twice a week, 3 times a year, or adverbs of frequency like always, often, never, sometimes, usually, hardly ever. I'll give you examples to practice how to make a question using how often. Question number 1, how often does he take medicine? How often does he take medicine? The components of this question: number 1, the question word, how often. Number 2, the auxiliary verb, and the auxiliary verb here is does. Number 3, the subject, and the subject here is the pronoun he. Number 4, the infinitive, and the infinitive here is the verb take. And after that, the rest of the sentence, and we put the question mark at the end of the question. And this question is asking about how many times you do this something, or asking about frequency. And when you answer this question, you will use once a week, once a day, twice a week, or always, sometimes, never, often, and so on. So the question again: how often does he take medicine? How often does he take medicine? Your answer: yes, he always takes medicine. He always takes medicine. Question number 2, how often do you get a haircut? How often do you get a haircut? How often do you get a haircut? The answer: yes, I get a haircut once a week. I get a haircut once a week. Question number 3, how often does your mother feed the birds? How often does your mother feed the birds? The answer: yes, she feeds the birds 3 times a day. She feeds the birds 3 times a day. Let's practice. Question number 1, listen and circle. In this question, you have in number 1 and 2 answers. I will say the questions and answers, and you will put a circle on the answer you hear. Listen to me carefully. Number 1, how is your family? They are fine. How is your family? They are fine. Number 2, do you have something wrong? Yes, I have the flu. Do you have something wrong? Yes, I have the flu. In number 3 and 4, you have 2 questions. I'll say the questions and answers, and you'll put a circle on the question you hear. Number 3, do you think it's going to rain? Maybe it's getting cloudy. Do you think it's going to rain? Maybe it's getting cloudy. Number 4, is it cold today? Yes, it is. Is it cold today? Yes, it is. Number 2, listen and complete. In this question, you will listen to a conversation between Mr. Sami and Ahmed. They are friends. They are at the park. They stopped to talk to each other. Listen to me carefully and write the missing word. Mr. Sami: hello Ahmed, have a seat. Hello Ahmed, have a seat. Ahmed: thanks. Oh, it's cold today. Thanks. Oh, it's cold today. Mr. Sami: that's right. It's 23 degrees. That's right. It's 23 degrees. Ahmed: wow, do you think it's going to rain? Wow, do you think it's going to rain? Mr. Sami: maybe it's getting cloudy. Maybe it's getting cloudy. Ahmed: so how is your family, Ahmed? So how is your family, Ahmed? Question number 4, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. In this question, I'll ask you to read this question carefully and try to answer it. Number 1, I'd space go home. I'd best, bad, better, or later. Yes, what's your answer? The right answer is I'd better. I'd better. I'd better. I'd here is abbreviation of had, and had better is followed by infinitive. Number 2, he bakes bread for space a month. Once, times, twice, often. What's your answer? Yes, he bakes bread 4 times a month. Times a month. Number 3, I sometimes space a haircut. Give, take, bake, get. Yes, what's your answer? I sometimes get a haircut. I sometimes get a haircut. Number 4, how space do you feed the birds? How often, many, much, or old? Yes, what's your answer? How often. How often do you feed the birds? Here I'm asking you about the times, and in this question you will answer with once or twice or 3 times or 4 times and so on. Number 5, she drives a sports car by space. By myself, himself, herself, itself. Remember, these are the reflexive pronouns, and the subject here is she. So she takes what? Yes. The right answer? Yes, she drives a sports car by herself. By herself. Number 6. Where does space go at the weekend? Where does they, you, we, she? Yes, does is an auxiliary verb that takes the singular pronouns. So, what is the singular pronouns here? Yes, she. Where does she go at the weekend? Number 7, they meet space on Friday. They meet friends or bread or medicine or speech. Yes, the right answer is they meet friends. They meet friends. Number 8, my best brother always space me. Visit, brothers, following. Yes, my best brother always. Yes, the right answer is bothers. My best brother always bothers me. Number 9, do you space it's going to rain. Do you thought, help, think, or think? Yes, do here is followed by infinitive. So what is the infinitive form here? Yes, or the infinitive verb here? Yes, the infinitive verb here is think. Do you think it's going to rain? Number 10, how space does it cost? How much, many, or old? Yes, this question is asking about the price. So, what's your answer? Yes, how much? How much? Question number 4, circle the odd one out and replace it with a correct one. In this question, I'll ask you to read these words carefully and try to put a circle on the odd word or the word that is different and replace it with another word that goes from the rest. Number 1, cafe, museum, bakery, barber. Cafe, museum, bakery, barber. The odd one here is barber, because barber is a job, but the other words are places, so you will put any place like school. Number 2, one, hardly, often, usually. One, hardly, often, usually. The odd one here is one, because one is a number, but the other words are adverbs, so you write or replace it with any adverb like sometimes. Number 3, day, week, month, year. Day, week, month, year. The odd word here is year, because year is a possessive pronoun, but the other words are nouns, so you replace it with any word like year. Number 4, how, does, what, when. How, does, what, when. The odd word here is does, because does is an auxiliary verb, but the other words are question word, so you replace it with any question word like where. Where. Number 5, barber, baker, wait, driver. Barber, baker, wait, driver. The odd word here is wait, because wait is a verb, but other words are persons or jobs, so you replace it with any jobs like waiter. Number 6, music, feed, visit, meet. Music, feed, visit, meet. The odd word here is music, because music is a noun, but other words are verbs, so you replace it with any verb like read. Number 7, underground, taxi, chair, bus. Underground, taxi, chair, bus. The odd word here is chair, because chair is a noun, but the other words are means of transportation, so you replace it with any means of transportation like car. Number 8, April, May, summer, June. April, May, summer, June. The odd word here is summer, because summer is the season of the year, but other words are months of the year, so you replace it with any months of the year like August. Question number 5, read and answer the questions. In this question, I'll ask you to read the passage carefully and try to understand each sentence before answering the questions. This passage is talking about people who are at the park. Read the passage carefully in order to know what they are doing. Read with me, please. Many people are at the park today. We are going to play and have lunch under a tree. That woman looks tired. She's taking medicine. Little boy and his father are feeding the birds. That little girl can find her cat. An old man is reading a newspaper. Question A, choose the correct answer. In this question, I'll ask you to read the passage again in order to put a circle on the correct answer. Number 1, a man and his son are reading a newspaper, playing, feeding birds, or having lunch. Yes, what's your answer? Yes, a man and his son are feeding birds. Number 2, the woman is taking lunch, nap, bread, medicine. Yes, the woman is taking what? Yes, is taking nap. The woman is taking nap. Exercise B, answer the following questions. In this question, I'll ask you to read the passage again in order to answer them. Don't forget to write a complete sentence. Don't write short sentence. Question number 3, where are we going to have lunch? Where are we going to have lunch? Yes, what's your answer? Excellent. We are going to have lunch under the tree. We are going to have lunch under the tree. Number 4, what's wrong with the little girl? What's wrong with the little girl? Yes, what's your answer? Yes, excellent. She can't find her cat. She can't find her cat. Question number 6. Write a paragraph of 7 sentences. In this question, I'll ask you to look at the title carefully and try to write a paragraph of 7 sentences. Your title here is about your sister who is the best. Before writing the paragraph, you should follow the steps of writing a paragraph. Number 1, leave a space at the beginning of the paragraph. Number 2, use the punctuation rules. Number 3, all the sentences and the ideas should be related to each other. They should be related to the title. Number 4, use the same tense in all the paragraph. في بداية الباراجراف نترك مسافة. اترك مسافة في بداية الباراجراف. ابدأ كل جملة بحرف كبير وانهي الجملة بنقطة. كل الجمل يجب أن تكون مترابطة مع بعضها البعض ومناسبة للموضوع. استخدم الباراجراف كله بنفس الزمن. What's your answer? What's your answer? What are your sentences? Number 1, I'm 12 years old. I'm 12 years old. Number 2, I have a big problem. I have a big problem. Number 3, my little sister is a pest. My little sister is a pest. Number 4, she follows me all the time. She follows me all the time. Number 5, she always bothers me and my friends. She always bothers me and my friends. Number 6, she always takes my things. She always takes my things. Number 7, my dad and mom told me to be patient. My dad and mom told me to be patient. Question number 7. Rearrange the following. Rearrange the following. In this question, I'll ask you to read the sentences or the questions carefully and try to put the words in the correct order. Number 1. Bakes she a twice cake months. In this sentence, you will begin with the pronoun she. You will begin with the word that is capitalized. يعني هتبدأ بالكلمة اللي بتبدأ بحرف B. So, what's your sentence? Yes, excellent. She bakes a cake twice a month. She bakes a cake twice a month. Number 2, you speech a did give. In this question, you will begin with the auxiliary verb did. You will begin with did. So, what's your question? Yes, did you give a speech? Did you give a speech? Number 3, get, do, you, a, often, how, haircut. In this question, you will begin with the question word how. So, what's your answer? How often do you get a haircut? How often do you get a haircut? Number 4, a takes she 3 times medicine day. In this sentence, you will begin with the pronoun she. So, what's your answer? Yes, excellent. She takes medicine 3 times a day. She takes medicine 3 times a day. Number 5, reading is the a man newspaper. You will begin with the word the. So what's your answer? Yes, the man is reading a newspaper. The man is reading a newspaper. Number 6, me, the, he, all follows time. You will begin your sentence with the pronoun he. So, what's your answer? Yes, he follows me all the time. He follows me all the time. Number 7, my father, me, to, my, told, patient, be. You'll begin your sentence with the possessive pronouns my. So, what's your answer? Yes, my father told me to be patient. My father told me to be patient. Number 8, it's, think, do, who, you, going, rain, to. You'll begin this question with the auxiliary verb do. So, what's your answer? Do you think it's going to rain? Do you think it's going to rain? Number 9, my best brother, little, is a. You will begin your sentence with the possessive pronouns my. So what's your answer? My little brother is the best. My little brother is the best. Number 10, he, my, goes, room, my, and takes into things. You will begin your sentence with the pronoun he. So what's your answer? Yes, he goes into my room and takes my things. He goes into my room and takes my things. Question number 8. Punctuate the following. In this question, I'll ask you to punctuate the following sentences or questions. Before you answer this question, you have to capitalize the first letter of each sentence or question. Put a full stop at the end of the sentence and question mark at the end of the question. Number 1. My brother's a pest. My brother a pest. In this sentence, you will capitalize the letter M in my because it is the beginning of the sentence, and put apostrophe between brother and the letter S because it is the abbreviation of is, and put full stop at the end of the sentence. Number 2. It isn't fair. Number 2. It isn't fair. I will capitalize the letter I in it because it is the beginning of the sentence, and put apostrophe between it and the letter S because it is the abbreviation of is, and put full stop at the end of the sentence. Number 3. Where do you get money, Kareem? Where do you get money, Kareem? I will capitalize the letter W in the word where because it is the beginning of the question, and put comma before the noun كريم لأنك لما بتوجه كلام لأي شخص بتحط قبله كوما, and capitalize the letter K in كريم because it's a name, and put question mark at the end of the question. Number 4. We are open daily except on Fridays. We are open daily except on Friday. We will capitalize the letter W in we because it is the beginning of the sentence, and capitalize the letter F in Friday because Friday is the day of the week, and put full stop at the end of the sentence. I hope my revision will be nice and clear. Don't forget to follow us on our channel, الإيمان Private School. Until we meet again, thank you all and goodbye.